And I was thinking, I wonder what she's making. You know, how cute for her, sweet Jenny. Like, what are you making? 300, 500 a month? Like, that's awesome, but I need more than that. Like, I need a real job. And so I remember thinking, you know, $500 a month, and just watching her. And one of the things she was talking about was all these botanically beautiful ingredients. They're all botanically based, which means they come from a plant. There's no chemical dyes. There's no chemical fragrances. There's no petrol or anything really creepy in it. And I was thinking, well, that's pretty interesting, because I was the kind of person that was interested in what we were eating. But remember, this is 8.5 years ago. Nobody was talking at the time about what's going on your skin and how that's affecting you. So she was talking about how anything that you put on your skin can go into your bloodstream within a minute. And so everything that you put on your skin should be good enough to eat. And everything that you put on your hair, all of your deodorant, all of the things that you use on your body should be good enough to eat, because they're entering your bloodstream. Why does it keep making sense when I keep hitting it not to? So I remember thinking, that's pretty fascinating. They sound like good products. I would probably like these. And at one point during the conversation, she ended up handing out a compensation plan. And the compensation plan, she was talking about how there's 4 levels in the company. There's district manager is the first level. There's area manager. There's regional vice president, and there's national vice president. Hi, Sandy, welcome. And at each level, she was saying, basically at the first level is really like what you would think of as a car payment. You can make a car payment by getting at the first level. At the second level, you could probably make a good-sized mortgage payment. At the third level, most people would be able to quit their job. And at the top level, you're making what she called crazy money. And she meant what CEOs generally make. At the top level, she was talking about what a CEO would normally make. And I was thinking, wow, that sounds interesting. And all of this from home, from your laptop and from your cell phone. And I was like, okay, you've got my attention now. What are we really talking about here? And she kept going on. And I just kept, you know, running in my head, going, you know, if I take any sort of a job, there's going to be a ceiling on it. There's only going to be so much that I can make, because I worked in marketing, and marketing is project work, right? So project work turns in from part-time, becomes full-time, becomes overtime, because there's deadlines. Do you guys know what a deadline is? Yeah, there's no part-time in deadline work. So I knew that I was going to be sucked in and doing a lot more than what I had signed on for originally if I took a job. And so all of a sudden I was thinking, wow, maybe I could stay home and cut out Valentine's and live my life. You know what? I just figured out what it is. It's his. Here we go. I was like, why is it still coming in? Right?
You just muted it.
I can't do that.
Yeah, you muted it.
All right, fine. Sorry. Okay, we don't want to mute out the people. You don't? Okay. All right, sorry, people. Okay, so in any case, I ended up listening to Jenny, and one of the questions she asked us, and I'm going to ask you this too, is if you keep doing what you're doing, where will you be in 5 years? And are you okay with that? And you guys, this is a question that we ask all the time in Arbonne. If you keep doing what you're doing, where will you be in 5 years? Where are you really going? What is your plan for 5 years ahead? Because a lot of us don't have a plan B, right? And I'll tell you, one of the things about Arbonne is it's totally different than anything that I had ever learned or thought, right? I thought that I was going to go to school to get good grades, to go to the next school, to get good grades, to get into the next school so that you could land in your little cubicle and there you'd be happy. And, you know, it didn't turn out that way, because I think a lot of people do that. They follow what they think is the right path, and they land in their cubicle, and it's not all that they thought it would be. You know, they thought they were going to be able to pay off their mortgage. They thought they were going to be able to pay off their school loans and maybe their kids' school loans and maybe buy a little house in the country or something. But a lot of people end up just kind of running on that wheel and not really having a direction. And so I remember thinking it was kind of scary to jump into something like this and to look at what it was. But at the same time, I was thinking, you know what's scarier? What's scarier is not having a plan B. What's scarier is what happens if something happens to my husband, who at the time was doing fine. He was doing fine, he was making good money, but what if something were to happen to him that he couldn't work anymore? What exactly would we do? Like, how long, and I want you to think about this one, because this one might keep you up tonight, how long would your savings last if you had to live off of it, if the main income earner in your house, if something happened to him? Yikes, right? Okay. In any case, it all turned out okay. I started Arbonne. I ended up getting through the levels rather quickly, and I'm going to tell you really quickly, I got to district manager in the first couple of months, area manager in about 4 months, regional vice president in 14 months, and the top of the company in 3.5 years. And I don't say that to impress you, but I say it rather to impress upon you what's possible in this company. You, in 3.5 years, if you want to, could be making CEO crazy money, right? So that's what we're talking about, and that's why people are here, and that's why people are excited about it and interested in it. What do you need to be able to do that? You need an awesome product to sell. Well, we have an awesome product to sell. We have a product that is not available in any store anywhere. It's all completely pure, safe, and beneficial. We follow the guidelines of the European standards. We have an awesome, amazing product, and we have products in all sorts of categories, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But on top of that, we have an awesome company to work for, and I'm going to stop saying awesome soon. But it's such a great company because we have leadership, and we have a CEO that listens to us, and we have a management team that listens to us, and we have a scientist that is continually innovating and creating new and wonderful products for us. So we're really lucky to have both of those things at once. And on top of that, you guys, we have a culture that is unmatched anywhere in this industry. So I'm going to skip now to what I call the opportunity so that I can go through the official way of just telling you a little bit about who we are and see if that helps you to get a little bit of more information. So we call this a Discover Arbonne meeting because those of you that are guests here are here to discover Arbonne. And we call it the next generation opportunity because I really believe that this is the future. I think that people don't want to shop in stores. They don't want to be supporting big conglomerates anymore. They want to be supporting friends. They want to shop from their home. They want to shop for products that fit who they are and what they're about. And I think it's the next generation opportunity. The Arbonne story, why is it so little? Can we make it bigger? All right, can everybody see that somewhat? The Arbonne story, I already told you, we're a botanically based company. We've been in business for 35 years. The key point about that, there's a couple of things. Number one is if you're in business for 35 years, you've gotten all your kinks worked out. Because a lot of companies come into this industry and they fall out of this industry. Have you heard of companies that, oh, they're all the big thing today, and then tomorrow they're gone? Our company's been around for 35 years. And in those 35 years, we have always been vegan. We've always adhered to no animal products, no animal byproducts, no animal testing. We've always been pure, safe, and beneficial. So now you hear of a lot of companies coming into the market that are having those kinds of claims, but we've been doing that for 35 years. We started that way, which is a beautiful thing. We have a cutting-edge research and development team. We have a passionate culture of independent consultants, which I'm going to get the chance, you guys are going to get the chance to see that in a few minutes. We're a global opportunity, which means that from your cell phone and your laptop, you can actually have a business over in Australia or in the UK or in Poland or soon in Taiwan. You can have a business across the world that you run from your own little devices at home. I run mine from a little desk in the corner of my living room. And on top of that, if you have a business over there, just imagine what you can write off in the way of expenses. You can fly to Europe. All my Norwegian girls over here, you can fly to Europe. Once you get a team in Poland or in the UK, you can fly and write off your tickets. So that's what we mean by global opportunity, and we're continuing to expand in that direction. One of the things that I think is really exciting about it is, I'm going to talk a little bit about network marketing, but network marketing is an industry where it's direct sales, right? We go directly from the manufacturer to the customer. But here's the exciting thing about it. This particular industry is growing the most in countries like Asia, Germany, and Brazil. Well, guess what? We're not in Asia, Germany, or Brazil yet. Like, picture this, you guys. We're growing at enormous speed at an enormous rate, and we're not even in the countries where this kind of industry is growing the most yet. So that's got to be exciting to some of you guys back there. Come on, wake up. Okay, we have a generous compensation plan, which I already talked a little bit about. We have the opportunity for a willable business. When you get to the level of area manager, you can actually will your business to your loved ones if you want to. I know that that's actually a big deal for a lot of people because you're working, especially people like single moms who are working, and their business can be passed on to their kids. We have an experienced and committed home office team and state-of-the-art distribution and support centers. The product advantage, so we always ask, like, what is the difference between Arbonne and other products or Arbonne and other companies? We have a product advantage. All of our products are plant-based formulations. We have the highest quality ingredients from around the globe. Our scientist, I've watched him, he actually goes out to farms, picks up the dirt, checks it out. He believes so much in where we source our ingredients from. All of our products are pH correct and hypoallergenic, vegan certified, which is becoming a bigger and bigger deal these days, especially because of the way that we raise our farm animals in America. It's just not so great. Dermatologist tested, clinically proven, never been tested on animals, and we have a Swiss heritage and we adhere to European standards. Why is that important? It's important because in America, the FDA does not regulate your cosmetics. It doesn't regulate your supplements, which means that they can put absolutely anything in there. And what they do is they put absolutely anything in there. So if you are not an advocate for yourself and reading your own ingredients on your labels and you don't understand them yet, you're going to have to in the future, because you're going to want to know that all of the things that they're putting into our processed food and our processed products is a little bit scary. So we adhere to the European standards. They have over 1,000 ingredients that are banned over there that we don't ban over here. So that's just something to think about. Our products are formulated without gluten, bigger and bigger deal these days, without petrolatum, no animal products, we already said that, no formaldehyde doning preservatives, chemical dyes, chemical fragrances, artificial sweeteners, colors, flavors, none of that in any of our products. So it's pretty pure stuff and it's pretty exciting. We have a scientific advisory board that really, I think one of the most powerful things about this is that they get together on a monthly basis to talk about all of the ingredients in all of our products. We have the Mayo Clinic behind us that does a lot of our testing. We have doctors that are on the advisory panel. So I think it's a really big deal to know who is talking about your products and how they're being created. We have a wide range of consumable products. So we always say we have products from the casket to the basket. Basket to the casket? Basket to the casket, sorry. So we have baby products for those baskets, and we have anti-aging for the people that are on the way to the casket. Right? You like that? You don't like that. Okay, we'll take that one out for the next one. But we have all kinds of products, you guys, and this is a big deal because have you ever heard like a company come and tell you, like, can you imagine if I'm coming up to you like, oh, I have this great thing and I want you to try it. It's an awesome thing. Here, try it. And you're like, oh, I already have a thing and I really love my thing and I really don't want your thing. And I'll be like, okay, well, thanks. Bye. Good luck with your thing. Like, there's nothing else to talk to her about, right? When I have tons of products, you guys, if she doesn't want my thing, I've got another thing. I've got shampoo. I've got lipstick. You don't like lipstick? I have soap. You don't like that? I've got sunscreen. I've got everything. I've got absolutely everything you can think of. I've got nutritional products. We have so many different things to offer, and I have a lot of people that come in that don't feel like they can sell cosmetics. And it's like, well, what about our nutritional line? And I have people that come in that say, you know what, I like peanut butter and marshmallows, so I don't really like, I don't think I can do your nutritional line. And it's like, okay, well, let's look at some of our other personal care products. We have all kinds of products. And not only that, our products are consumable. So guess what that means? It means that people are using them up and they need more. As long as they like them and you're doing a good job of talking to them about it, they're going to want more. I have people at my door like, I need fizzies. I need them now. Like, where do you have them? Where do you keep them? You hide her fizzies. Actually, my daughter does hide her fizzies because she can't keep them in her dorm room because everyone seems to think they're a great hangover cure in college. So she does hide her fizzies. Hide your fizzies if you have hangover friends. But yeah, so we have consumable products. It's a big deal, you guys. There are other companies out there that are selling products. You know, so I have a lot of friends that sell jewelry. You only can wear so much jewelry. You're only going to buy so much jewelry. Your friends are only going to buy so much jewelry. But I have people that have started on the Arbonne products 8.5 years ago when I started, and they continue to buy every month or every couple of months. They use this product and they love it that much, so they continue on to buy it. We have probably the most revolutionary anti-aging advanced system that exists. If you haven't tried it already, we have clinical studies that prove that it works, that you feel a difference within 24 hours of using it. Clinical results are a big deal. It means that your company has taken the time and taken the finances to invest in clinical research and to have the proof that backs up their product. We right now are the #1 brand above all. We've passed the #1 brand of all leading department stores and all leading MLMs with our anti-aging products in their clinical tests. We also have our healthy nutrition line. How many of you have done some of our nutritional products? Well, that's pretty good numbers, I think. Like the whole room raises their hand. How many of you think that you had better than outstanding results with the nutritional program? Yeah, so that's a lot, so I'm not even going to talk about that. But you should know that there's no dairy, no soy, it's all gluten-free, it's vegan certified, no artificial sweeteners or flavors. And here's the thing, you guys, in my opinion, we were the first all vegan protein powder that came out. Yes, there are other companies trying to do it now, but ours is the one that is the most palatable. It tastes good, it feels good in your mouth, it works, it's tasty enough to stay on it long term. I think that's a really important thing. There's a lot of them out there that just don't taste good enough to do more than a couple weeks of. And ours is cost efficient, so you can get it at a great price, which is a big deal. We have our 30 days to healthy living program. The way I feel about this is we have 4 things. We have personal care products, we have nutritional products that we sell, we have a 30-day clean eating program to offer, and we have a business that is like no other, that is the best gig in town. So we have lots of things to offer. One of the things that I was a little hung up on when I started was this whole idea of network marketing, and the fact that I didn't know if I could talk about network marketing because I didn't understand it. I had some preconceived notions. In fact, my mom had a garage full of stuff that she never managed to sell, and so she gave those away at garage sales and stuff. So I had this idea that that network marketing wasn't really a legitimate business. So now that I know more, I've been doing this for a while, I'm going to show you that network marketing is a really smart distribution system. Because our regular traditional retail, when you buy something off the shelf at the store, sorry, I'm spitting. When you buy something off the shelf at the store, your product has been through so many channels. It's been from the manufacturer, it went to the wholesaler. From the wholesaler, it went to the warehouser. Then it went to the sales force, and it had some advertising thrown in between. And then it finally gets to the retailer, and then the consumer buys it off of the shelf. All of those points are price points. Everybody wants a piece of the pie at each of those places, and they mark up your product all along the way. What it means is that at the end, when you get your product had to have been a lot cheaper to make than our product, because your product had to get rid of a lot of money along the way to pay everybody. And so at the end, there's not as much money from your product going back into the research and innovation of your product and into your product ingredients. Our product goes directly from the manufacturer to the consumer via the independent consultant. So in terms of all of those price points, and I love to point out the advertising price point because that was my background, right? I was in marketing. And when you are marketing a product, advertising costs, it's like 80% of the budget of most products. It's a huge amount of cost right there in advertising. That's what they give to us. And that's why we get paid the big bucks, because we're out there talking about it. And here's the thing, half the time, I only have to talk about it once. So I tell you about my great product, and you go and buy it. And then from then on, you buy it on the internet all by yourself. You and I don't even talk, maybe ever, if you don't want to. We could. Okay, so that's the great thing about network marketing. If I were to come out with a product today, I would definitely sell it via network marketing, because you can trust all of the people that already love it to be the best spokespeople to be talking about it to their friends. And what happens is it grows and grows and grows. It's an amazing process. Why Arbonne White right now? We have consumable products. I talked about that. There's a demand for health and wellness. Health and wellness, you guys, is an industry that is just exploding right now. And here's the thing. It's a trend. It's not trendy, right? It's a trend. People aren't going to wake up tomorrow and say, you know, I think I'd like to be a little heavier, get a few more wrinkles. I don't know if I want to feel this good. So people want to feel better and better. The boomers that have the money are the people that are spending money in health and wellness, and this is the direction of the future. And right now here in California, we know that, right? But over in, gosh, I hope nobody's from Oklahoma or someplace. I won't insult anybody, but over in the middle states, they don't know that yet. They're still eating, you know, French fries falling off their plate, and you have a hard time finding something green over there. So we're all about health and wellness, but I can tell you it's going to explode across the rest of the states and across the world in the coming years. The ability to leverage your time, I'm going to let Christian talk a little bit more about that. And then the fact that it's an internet-based business. Internet-based business is obviously the future of the world. You guys probably already know that without me even talking about it. Global opportunity, we talked about that already. We are now open in all the English-speaking countries, so you can start to think of outside of your neighborhood. So don't just think of, well, I live here and there's people that know Arbonne here and I probably can't talk to them about it. Think about all of the people you know. Think of your college friends, your high school friends, people that you work with. Think of your relatives. Think of everybody you know across the world, because that's going to be your what do you call that, territory. The entire world is your territory. We opened in Poland this year. Next year we're opening in Taiwan. There are rumblings and rumors about the next places we're opening, but there's a few of us in the room that have hopes for certain places, right, girls? So the whole idea is to stop buying skincare products in the retail store, stop paying their overhead, stop giving your money to the stores who don't pay you a commission, and start enjoying the benefits of Arbonne products. They're better products than what you can get in the store. You're buying superior products, you're buying them at a discount, and you're buying from your own business, so you're getting paid not only when other people purchase from you, but when you purchase from yourself, which is kind of amazing. And then the whole idea is to pass that on and to share it with other people, so other people will know how to do the same. They'll know how to buy better, healthier products. They'll know how to make money from home. It's really just a very easy sort of a business where you buy it, you like it, you pass it on. And you're probably already doing that with a lot of things that you already do. You're probably doing it, you recommend a movie or you recommend a restaurant, and that's something that you probably already do anyway. We're going to talk about compensation in a minute too. So here's this idea of how it starts with you begin talking to people, you get clients, and you bring on other consultants, and you start to build a huge network. And this is kind of our team. And actually, I don't have all the MVPs on there, but this is our local team here, our regional vice presidents, and our area managers. And that's kind of fun. Is that fun? Have you guys seen that slide before? Okay, so I'm going to pass on now. I'm going to pass on. I think I said all I wanted to say for now. Some more stuff. I'm going to turn it over to my husband. And he's going to talk to you a little bit about his perspective, which is different from mine. Or the same, but he's got a better way of wording it sometimes.
Okay.
Okay.
I know. Right, let me get some
Christian Kirsebom, he's an area manager.
Okay. When she started, I wasn't thinking that I should do Arbonne too. But, you know, when she started, I was saying, okay, that's going to be cute. Didn't have any expectations, didn't know anything about it. I had my big finance job, I worked in the city, and really didn't care. But now I realize what this business really is, and I'm doing it over 8 years. She's been doing it, and now I'm doing it too, of course. The three things that are really important, and one is leverage, as we talked about, and no ceiling, risk, and also residual income. And those are the three things that we don't think about too much when we talk about new people and talk about the products, but that's what makes me so excited. So first, leverage, of course. When I was in sales, I got paid on my own sales, my own commission. I was always 100% commission. And I made good money. But when I went on vacation, vacation became really expensive. I didn't make any money on vacation. So it was always a limit on how much I could make. But when I realized that this beauty of this, of course, is that Michelin gets paid on everyone that signs up on it. Everyone gets an ID number, and it all rolls up. And everyone helps each other. That's the beauty of the system. And I was on the street, I mean, no one helped each other. No one cared about each other. It's all about me, but there's a little bit about it. So the leverage is amazing because, for example, let's say she sells for a few $1,000s a month, but she actually now gets paid on $1 million. So that's the leverage, and it's no limit on how big that number can be. So if you see it into the future, so when you start this business, you have to take a long-term perspective, because this doesn't happen overnight. But if you can really see it and understand the model, then you can see why we are excited and why I am building my own network too. Risk. So, we always say no reward without risk, but here's like a situation where you have high reward opportunity with no ceiling, with very little risk. All it takes is you sign up, of course, for a small fee, $79, but you don't have to pay for any marketing. You don't have to pay for any research and development, no credit card processing. You don't have to pay for any corporate expenses. And if you're going to start your own business, it will take you years before you will make a profit. And you will have all those risks. Here, you start and you have the products. So your biggest risk is that you buy some products that you like, that you want to use. You buy some samples that you're going to give out. But that's your main risk. So we have this huge opportunity, high reward, but very little risk. And I think that's a unique opportunity. I never found that any business where you can have that situation. And lastly, is residual income. So when you are in this business, you own your network. This is your network. So you can continue and build and build. So I'm guessing that Michelin will make more money 10 to 20 years from now when she's retired than she does now. So this becomes also a retirement plan. A little bit like if you're an insurance broker, you get the residual income, but they don't have the leverage. So what they produce here is what the consultant produces, and all the consultants should put into the business. So your residual income can be big. And this company that you built, it's the network, and you can give it to your children. They can continue. So it's something that's ongoing, and you can continue to be paid. So that's why I think those are the biggest benefits. I don't know if anyone have any questions about that. I'm happy to answer any questions or have a discussion about that.
Yes. Think of some questions after. Think of your questions for Christian after.
I mean, it's a very simple model. It's so simple that it almost doesn't make sense.
I mean, the thing that I think is really interesting about what he's talking about is once you've built the machine, once you have your organization, it's going to continue to hum along. It's going, and yeah, you need to be there for a number of years. But if I stopped working, if I became incapacitated, couldn't work, the checks are still going to come. And if I die, the checks are still going to come to Christian. And if he dies, the checks are still going to go to our kids. So there it is, you guys. That's the thing that you're building. When you're out there working every day and you're talking to your friends about this and they're buying and continuing to buy and they're telling their friends and your friends are buying and continuing to buy, that's what you're building, is this enormous network. And people ask me now, well, how many people are in your network? And I'm like, I actually don't know. I don't know not because it's oh so big, but because there's people that start and people that leave and people that work hard and people that don't work hard. So there's kind of a fuzzy line of, I don't know, but I do know that what we have right now in my line is 28 people that have gotten to the third level where they give you the white Mercedes, and we have 6-7 people, including myself, that have gotten to the top level of the company. So that's a big deal, because when you look at other companies, I want to make sure that you're looking at real success stories. We started 8.5 years ago in this area, and we've grown this many cars that are, to me, they're the proof. Yeah, it's great that you're driving a white Mercedes, but to me, that's the proof that this business works, that people are succeeding, and that they're quitting their jobs and able to raise their families on this. So, I mean, I have people right here in the very room that have quit their jobs and gone on to show success after success. We actually have a celebrity in the room tonight, Tony Templeman, who got to the top level in a year. Tony, will you stand? I love to embarrass people like that. And one of the coolest things about Tony is she's brought her family in, and her family has seen her success and they've seen what they're doing. So here's brother here, ready to go, because he's like, I want that too. I see that it makes sense. We have the same thing in our family, you guys. Our kids are doing Arbonne at school. They're away at college. They grew up in an Arbonne house. They've known these products and loved these products all their lives. They know that what kind of a life it can afford them. They've had a pretty sweet life. They've had a great life. They're at the schools of their choice. And, you know, they have friends who actually got into great schools and couldn't attend them. They have friends that are not going to school right now because they're trying to make, their family's trying to make enough money to send them to school, or they're going to a community college and they can't go to the schools that they actually chose because they can't afford to. Now that, to me, like, I get it. If you can't get excited about lipstick or passionate about health products, I totally get that. But can you get passionate about helping people out of toxic situations and out of jobs that aren't working for them and out of a rat race that doesn't seem to be getting them anywhere? Can you get passionate about helping people to get stable in their lives and to be able to take care of themselves financially? My daughter says, Mom, everyone I know wears mascara and ours is better. Everyone I know drinks energy drinks and ours are healthy. Everyone I know wants to lose weight and we have the best 30-day program ever anywhere. And everyone I know needs to make money, so why wouldn't I do Arbonne on the side? And you guys, they're not looking to make CEO income. They don't care about that. They want to make $500 so they don't have to wait tables while they're in college. It's all they want, and they can do that with this. So you can choose whatever level you want to do. However much you want to input is going to affect your output, and you have the choice of how far you want to take all of this. Okay, so now I want to invite up a fantastic panel of amazing speakers. Come on, girls. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Who's coming up? They're trying not to get the end because they don't want to be the one to go first. You don't want to be the one to go last. Is the whole thing. Come on up.
Are we all? Are we? That was my question.
Yeah, everybody come up together. I think that would be great. Oh, you got to be in front of the computer.
Sorry.
Why are you over there? Get up. Get up. There's. I'm starting on Gina's end. Thank you, Gina.
Hi everyone. I'm Gina. Hi everyone. And I sort of forget exactly what you wanted, so let's see if this works.
Yes. See if it works, and I'll tell you after.
Sure, sweet. I started Arbonne 2 years ago. I was 9 months pregnant with my first child, and I was traveling 5 days a week with an anti-bullying organization, working in middle schools and high schools. And I had no plan B, and my husband gave me 6 months to either get back in the classroom, which is what I did before that for 10 years, or find something else. And I ran into a friend that I had studied abroad with 15 years prior, and she was pregnant too, but she was energetic pregnant and looked good pregnant and seemed to be happy pregnant. And I was like, I'll drink whatever Kool-Aid she's drinking. And we had dinner, and she told me about Arbonne, and I just had to take another look. I had lots of reservations because I'm not from California. I had moved out here for the job and ran into my husband, and now I live here. But I was like, who am I going to do these events with? And my network's going to be done in 2 weeks because I only have my husband's family. And, it worked. 2 years later, I'm a regional vice president. I had a second child, so this can work with life happening. And I've met half of my team doing this just by doing it, brought friends into it. And I have to say, it's awesome to know my UPS guy by the first name because I'm constantly taking Arbonne boxes out of his hand. And the reason that I get to see my UPS guy is because I get to be home with my babies, and I didn't have to go back into the classroom. And it worked out as a plan B for us. And so now I'm just busy trying to pay it forward and help other people who are looking for a plan B and who want another UPS guy.
Thank you, Gina.
Hey everyone, I am Katie Pearsall, and I was introduced to Arbonne this was about 6 years ago. My introduction was through the Healthy Living Program. That was my introduction. I wasn't looking for a business. I had a business. I had a couple different businesses. And I did this 30-day program and had expectations, like you mentioned, beyond results beyond my expectations. I had amazing things happen with my health, and being a female, I was perimenopausal and have since gone through menopause. Just happily symptom-free just by sticking with the principles pretty much of the program, which is amazing to me. I have a lot of, fear and just things I'd heard about that whole process of menopause. Anyway, so that was my introduction. Had amazing things happen, lots of different things. That was one of the main things. I wasn't looking for the business, but my friend who introduced me to Arbonne in the program was Micheline, and at that time, Micheline had been in Arbonne about a year and a half, or whatever it was, 6 years ago, was already at the third level of the company, and I was in a business that was similar. I was not at the third level. I don't even know if there were levels. I don't even know. I never met my sponsor in person. She lived in another state. It was a very different culture, and it just validated to me that this was something real, and eventually a little bit of a process, and decided to jump in because I don't have the luxury of not working. I have to contribute an income to my family because going back a little further, I had a 15-year corporate career and was actually laid off of that when I was on maternity leave. So anyway, just had businesses like I mentioned because I didn't have that luxury. I had to make the income. So what Arbonne has brought is the income. And as far as my future is my why, because that was something you'd asked to talk about, is I got started when my kids were littler because they were little and I wanted to be home with them. But now my kids are older, they're teenagers, they're getting close to their college years. At the same time, my husband is ready to retire because he's older than I am. So it's what I call our triple whammy. So I've got two kids that are back to back in school that are going to be in college at the same time. Why? Is that everything? So there we go.
Hi everyone, I'm Renee Singh, and I was introduced to Arbonne, I guess about 8 years ago when Micheline started Arbonne. I know Micheline through our kids' elementary school, and I got to know her really well because we were planning school actions together. But the funny thing is, after a couple of auctions, Micheline decided to go off and do this other thing called Arbonne. And I gotta be honest with you, when we were doing auctions in elementary school together, it was Micheline and then my sponsor in Arbonne, Andy Keith, and I. And the three of us would get together, and Andy's the lawyer, so she wants to make sure we follow the rules. And I did all the finance and accounting for the auction, so I always made sure that the money was right. And Micheline was the idea girl. So when she came to us and told us that she was going to quit doing the auction to do Arbonne, we're like, oh, that's just another idea Micheline has. And sometimes her ideas work and sometimes they don't, but we were pretty sure that this was not going to work. So Andy and I both ran away screaming like, that's not for us. So, I would say for myself, speaking for Andy and myself, it's not that we were just a no. We were like a no, not now, not ever. So we're great examples of coming back to people you talk to about the products and business to see what might have changed. And so Micheline did offer me the products, and I always refused. It wasn't until Andy dragged me to a detox program that used the Arbonne nutritional vibes that I become interested in. So I had great results, like so many people with that program. I lost some weight, I slept better. There's a lot of stress in my life, and I was able to start managing a little bit better. And we were coming off a difficult year in my household. My husband had some health issues, and without really talking about it, he and I both knew that we needed to make a change. His stress level in his job was super high, working too many hours, and that idea of having to go back to work, I quit my job in corporate America after having my third child, and he was getting a little bit older, so I knew that discussion was coming, that it's time to go back to work for me, and the idea of going back to a cubicle job scared the heck out of me. And so having done the program and having to start recommending, I started recommending products to everybody that I knew. I was doing Arbonne before I was doing Arbonne. And once, Andy and Micheline and I sat down and we talked about it, it just made so much sense, you guys, to start looking at Arbonne as my plan B. So I will always say the business came to me before I knew how impactful it could be in my life. So like 5.5, 6 years later, I'm I'm the executive regional vice president. My goal is still to impact my husband's stress level in his life. He travels a lot, he works really hard. And, you know, in Arbonne, we talk about, you know, trading time for money. My husband, what I'd like to do for him is free up his time so he can do the things he really likes to do instead of just using all of his time to make money for our family. And we've got a kid going off to college next year too, so for sure that financial freedom that Arbonne can help to provide her the education that she needs and deserves is something that is always on my mind. Two more kids right behind. So that's my wife. This is my sister-in-law. So my name is Anita. Saying you guys, I'm an independent consultant with Arbonne. I'm also a certified financial planner. So our story began, my husband and I, we were introduced to Arbonne 5 years ago through the Healthy Living program, through the detox program that maybe some of you are familiar with. And I was definitely not looking for Arbonne. I think I was looking for something. My husband and I had been kind of done the traditional path. We went to school, worked for a number of years, went back to school. He became a lawyer. I went and got an MBA in finance. We were on to our second careers, and we were really, really deep in them. And what that looked like for us is that we were working all the time. We started a family, and we really didn't have the time to be with our kids. They were in my first daughter was in daycare full time at 3 months. So we were definitely looking for something, but we just didn't know what we were looking for a solution. So I did the 30-day program. We had great results. I don't think at that point I was really ready to jump into the business, but I am one of those people, and maybe some of you guys can relate. I was one of those people that when I do something and I get excited about it, I tell everybody. And so I started telling everyone about it, and before I knew it, I was in district manager qualification. And that's when the conversation started. And I still think I had a lot of hesitations and doubts, but a few things happened. One is I really did my due diligence. I really looked at the company. I knew the products worked because they had already worked for us. And so, and then with my finance background, I felt like, I could really go into it deeper and have more confidence. The other thing is that I started kind of undercover. I started just like listening to any kind of recording of leaders in this company and kind of what their backgrounds were to see if I could see myself doing what all these people had done. And there was so much proof when I started. There were so many people that already had seen success that I didn't really doubt that it worked or didn't work. I really felt like it worked because people were already seeing success. I think the biggest thing that it gave us, though, at that time in our lives was hope. It felt like we really didn't feel like we had a lot of options, and so this was a huge. I can relate to your story. Yeah, we felt like it gave us hope, and so. Fast forward, you guys, 2 years later, I ended up switching to Arbonne full time because my plan B, which was Arbonne, ended up becoming my plan A. And I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but my company got bought and my job got eliminated. So, so I was so grateful that I had put Arbonne in place 2 years earlier before I needed it. And I just did that by working Arbonne part-time alongside having a second child, working full-time, and everything else. So it's totally doable if you're looking at doing this on the side of your regular career. And I really encourage you to do it because you just never know when you're going to need a plan B. And so I would just say if you're a guest in the room, if you've got hesitations, it's absolutely worth giving it a try. You have nothing to lose. Just put your hesitations aside and jump in and see where it goes. Thank you, Sarah.
So I'm Abby Arizon, and I joined shortly after Gina. Gina is our son's godmother. Our husbands were very close friends from high school, and so I got a two-for, it was a good deal when she came along. But with Arbonne, I got an extra good deal. So I was a classroom teacher for 12 years. Prior to learning about Arbonne. This is my second year anniversary this month with Arbonne. And I will say I was not consciously looking for a plan B. I had in my mind, my husband's also a teacher, and I thought the next 30 years, like we were just marching down that same lane. And I didn't think about anything else really, except for this stirring inside. And when I heard Katie ask the question that Micheline asked at the beginning, where will you be in 5 years if you keep doing what you're doing, and are you okay with that? My gut was like, no, I'm not okay with that. And so I jumped in. And I will say I built over the first 2 years, working full time with two very small children. I was also pregnant when we started. And so my daughter is almost 2, my son is 5. Starting with, all the regular life going on. We've had a lot of life happen in the last 2 years. And it's such a gift to have choice about how you want to spend your time and who you want to spend your time with. So I left the school district in June, and I get to take my son to transitional kindergarten, which in my picture of that road wasn't going to happen because I was going to be in the classroom with other people's kiddos, which I loved deeply until I had my own kiddos. So the choice piece for us has been amazing. The next step of that is for my husband to have that choice at the end of this year. And in a school district that's very seriously going down the path of striking, it's such a gift to have another income source, because we would have been high and dry thinking about that. So that's just a snippet. Thank you for asking.
I love it. Thank you, guys. I really wanted you to get to see different stories. And, if none of us are your story, or none of us match with what you're thinking, I mean, most people, when they take a look at this, when they take a look at Arbonne, they either have a lot of time but not enough money, or they have a lot of money and not enough time. And I actually have friends that have started this business that had a lot of money and had a lot of time, but they didn't know what their purpose was and how to pass that on. And so maybe you're all set. Maybe you got it down. Maybe you got all the money you need. You got all the time you need. You've got everything you want in your life. But what is your responsibility to the next guy? What are you leaving as your legacy? Who do you know that doesn't have that you can help, that you can give a hand up to? It's kind of a beautiful thing that we have this gift that we're able to pass on, because not everybody has that situation. When I started Arbonne, it was 8.5 years ago. It was 2007. Who remembers what happened in 2008? Crash, boom, bang. So you would have thought, and I had all of my friends coming up to me going, oh, how's your business going? Like, isn't that cute? These were the same friends. These were the friends that were like, oh, your business is so cute. How are you doing? That's so fun. Arbonne, huh? Good for you. And then the second time I told them I was doing Arbonne, they were like, yay, you told me already. And then I got the car, and they were like, okay, wait, so what are you doing again? Like, tell me what you're doing. That does sound kind of impressive. And so people will listen. When you start showing up, when you start having some sort of success, all of a sudden your friends are showing up. But the market was crashing, you guys, and all of my hoity-toity friends driving their BMWs and wearing their fancy diamond rings started wondering what the heck they were going to do, because they weren't going to go back to what they were doing. They'd been home with kids for a number of years, and they didn't want to go back to that. Maybe they didn't know how to go back to that because the technology had changed since they were in it. And on top of that, they did not want to be going down and working at Nordstrom, or God forbid one of their friends could see them or something like that. So there was this dilemma in them. And all of a sudden, during that time, I had friends coming up to me asking, what are you doing? I want to hear more about this. And that's the thing, you guys. In a great economy, people want our products. Our products are fantastic. They want them all the time. They want to use them. They're the best products they can find, and that's what they want. In a not so great economy, then they still want the products, because nobody stops washing their face when the economy crashes. Did you guys stop washing your hair and face when the economy crashed? No. Just kept wearing your lipstick. You kept doing your thing. But when the economy starts to turn downward, then people are wanting a discount. They're willing to sign up for an Arbonne membership. They're willing to host an event for you. They're willing to look into how to purchase products at a greater discount. And when the economy's crashing, you guys, then people need an income, and everybody's coming to you to find out how can you make an income by selling these products and talking to your friends about it. So we're perfectly hedged in any economy, which is kind of a beautiful situation, and I don't know a lot of other jobs like that. Right now what we're going to do is we are going to do our, do you want to go first? Recognition first? Okay, we'll do recognition. If you'll just humor us for a minute, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can figure out how to put up a slide. Let's see. Let's get out of that. So basically, you guys, I'm going to go really quickly through this because I know, what? Oh, good. Not me. Hang on. Give me 2 seconds. Let the baby entertain us for a minute. I just wanted to put up the slide. Do we have that comp slide? Let's see if that works.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so here we are. And you can see the 4 levels, and they're upside down here from what I showed you. The district manager, area manager, regional vice president, national vice president. Remember, I told you that at the area manager level, your business is willable. At the regional vice president level, you get a cash bonus towards your white Mercedes-Benz. It's kind of our version of it. And at the national vice president level, you get a higher bonus towards your Mercedes-Benz. And we have average times into those positions written up there, and we have the average monthly income up there, so you can hear what's going on. Now, first of all, a lot of these people are in Michigan, so I'm going to go really quickly through here in case the Michigan people are watching on the screen. So these are brand new consultants. Chuck Beering of Foster City, Catherine Brake of Concord. Are you here? Yeah. Bridget Charlesworth of Grand Blanc, Michigan. Patricia Dearlove of Grand Blanc, Michigan. Michelle Francisco of Grand Blanc, Michigan. We're doing really well in Michigan, as you can see. Colin Harper of Anchorage, Alaska. Debbie Heaton of Montgomery, Texas. Carlos Kenda of Houston, Texas. Kim Kerrigan of Incline Village, Nevada. Lois Keurer of Grand Blanc, Michigan. Alan Martinez of Weedman, Michigan. We're branching out in Michigan. Mary Grace Pajarillo of San Jose. No. Bridget Pietro Wicks of Brighton, Michigan. Sorry, Bridget. Shala of Fremont. Lindsay South of Conroe, Texas. Chris Trina of Harrison Township, Michigan, and Kim Walters of Rhodes, Michigan. Welcome. These are all brand new consultants. So that's super exciting. It joined last month. We have district managers in qualification. That means they have started the process of getting to that first level of management, which is super exciting. We have Heather Houston of Walnut Creek.
Okay.
Okay. Maggie Smith of Stockton.
Hi.
Hi. Julie, welcome and congratulations. Erica Stein of Truckee. I know she's not here. Leslie Gardner of Highland, Michigan. Oh, here come the Michigan people. Oh wait, Yanira Curry of San Francisco, Alyssa Jennings of Pinole, California, Genevieve Lee of Walnut Creek, and we're here. Danielle Kirsebom, that's my kid up in Reno. Shala of Fremont, I'm not saying her last name because you should see it. Ava Palazzo of Walnut Creek, she's not here. Barbara Miller of Walnut Creek. Vandy Cannon of Cape Carteret, North Carolina. Woo! Angie Bouchard of Raleigh, North Carolina. Trisha McLeod of Hercules, California. Carlos Kenda of Houston, Texas. Chris Trina of Harrison Township in Michigan. Shelley Francisco from Grand Blanc. Bridget of Grand Blanc. Chrissy Reardon of Grand Blanc, yay, Michigan. Alan Martinez of Weedman, Michigan. Jessica Dan of Grand Blanc. I keep saying Blanc and they're all laughing because it's blank. I've Europeanized it for them. It's better. Julie Cortizon of Grand Blanc. I can't even do Grand Blanc. Alicia Zuhicki of sorry, Alicia of Otter Lake, Michigan. Barbara Walker of Grand Blanc. Terry Loney of Walnut Creek. Terry? And Barbara Lay of Concord. She's here. Emily Kelly Habkirk is a new district manager. Where are you? There she is. Congratulations. Sounds pretty neat. Congratulations. We also have Tina South in Conroe, Texas, Kelly Persinger of Grand Blanc, Michigan, Renee Merrill of Brighton, Michigan, all brand new district managers. Congratulations, that made it to the first level. And you guys, the first level is really when it all starts making sense, because you start getting a paycheck and you're like, oh, I get it now. Okay, this is awesome. Area managers in qualification, they're on their way to area manager. Tanya Parmley, Mary Beth Wakefield.
Mary Beth, I can't get to you.
Jen Gallagher. Tina South in Michigan, Tracy Dehoff in Michigan, and Amy Raridan in Michigan. Congratulations, girls. Area manager in qualification. It's a huge step. And in Michigan, the reason for all of this chaos and commotion over there is Wendy Carr. Congratulations, Wendy. We're so proud of you. We'll be doing a car presentation in Michigan. If you have anybody over there, we'll be doing a car presentation in Michigan on the 22nd of November. Rebecca and I are both flying out for that. It's going to be super fun. We hand over the keys, and it's a big ceremony, and we celebrate their team. It's super fun. So we'll be doing that. Wendy is the 28th car, as I said. Halfway to nation qualification. This means that somebody is starting in the process on her way into going into qualification for nation. And that is the whole team in Michigan over there that is driving this whole force. Okay, you guys, so for bonus time, I'm going to go straight to bonuses. So when you get your bonus, Arbonne offers you at the district manager level, if you get $5,000 in your month between you and all of the people under you, and you get 5 new preferred clients or consultants signed on, then they will give you $200 extra in your paycheck. And the people that have earned that this month are Wendy Carr, Amy Raridan, Melissa Rude, Jill Whistler, Amy Panic, Katie Pearsall. I'm not there yet. Megan Doolittle, Julie Innes, and Susan. Congratulations. I can forget today. At the area manager level, if you get $20,000 in volume between you and all of your consultants beneath you, and you get 10 new people signed up, you will get $400 extra in your paycheck for the month. Wendy Carr and Micheline Kirsebom are the area managers. Regional vice president, same thing. You get $60,000 in volume and 30 new PCs or consultants signed up, and you get $600 extra in your commission check, and that goes to Rebecca Singh and Micheline Kirsebom. Okay, our October superstars. This is Rebecca's favorite part because she beat me. And
I know, finally.
She
After
beat
how
me
many
big time.
years, you guys? 4.
Top regional sales go to Rebecca Singh, second place Micheline, and Remy third.
Don't even put my name out.
Top regional sponsoring, Rebecca Singh with 83. Nice work, my friend. And Micheline.
It's Michigan, you guys.
It's Michigan, Team Michigan. Going wild. Top area sales, of course, is Wendy Carr as she got regional vice president. And then we have me, and we have Melissa Najafasade in third. Nice. Top area sponsoring, Wendy Carr, Micheline, Melissa Najafasade. Top district, Wendy Carr. This could be a boring read for some people, but not for Wendy. Wendy Carr, Amy Raridan is in second with top district sales. Congratulations, Amy and Melissa Rude in third. And sponsoring, same thing, Wendy, Amy, and Melissa. Wonderful work, everybody. So excited for you. Super cool. Now, you guys, we have Rebecca's going to talk to us a little bit about Black Friday and Black Friday sales. For those of you that sell the Arbonne products, this is exciting. For those of you that don't do that yet, maybe you want to think about having some sort of an event at your house for Black Friday, because this is when we get a whole lot of volume. So I'm going to let Rebecca.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I am, well, I can say now, executive regional vice president. My new title this month, yeah. So this is the portion of our meeting. We usually just do a very short training for consultants. So thank you for bearing with us. To the guests, who is excited for Black Friday? Anyone? Okay.
Hi.
Exactly. So just to give you guys some tips, and before I start, I just want to let you know, if you are brand new or maybe just started your business in the last 1 to 2 months, you may not want to do a sale. Definitely check with your sponsor or your vice president and see what they advise you. Because definitely when you start, you're growing your business, you're adding new consultants, preferred clients to your business. So just see what you want to do. You could maybe, if you're brand new, you could maybe do take the $20 fee off and still sign up your preferred clients or something like that, just because you still want to be building your business. Okay. So for those of you who've been in the business maybe 6 months or more, these are my tips for you. Do a sale. Do something. Okay. Everyone is expecting something for Black Friday. I'm sure all you guys are too. Just all the other retailers you buy from. You can do it anytime during the week. There's White Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and then Cyber Monday, right? So you can do it that whole time. You can pick one of those days and just offer whatever special makes sense to you. What I've done the last couple of years is I offer 50% off to my clients. So I use my 35% discount and the 125. So if you guys are not sure what that is, definitely ask your sponsor. What else? And then what I also like to do is, so I'll offer 50% off just for people that are local to me, and I will bulk everything together and have it shipped to my house, and then I'll deliver it. So sometimes if I have people out of state, I might offer them a little smaller discount, maybe 35%, and then I have them pay for the tax and shipping. So that's another thing you can do. And let's see. Oh, with people that are local, what I like to do when offering the 50%, I do $5 shipping. And then what I do is I'll take 6 people's orders and group them together, because you guys probably know the highest shipping charge Arbonne charges is $29.95. So if you have 6 people's orders, you can charge them each $5, and that's going to cover the $30 shipping fee for that order. And then you can just get it sent to your home, split it up when it gets there, and just drop it off. So that's another easy way to do it. I think that's about it. Oh, definitely give them an end date. So I like to maybe do my sale 3 days, maybe 5, but not longer than that. Because if you say, oh, I'm having a Black Friday sale for the next 2 weeks, people are going to forget about it. Everyone's kind of instantaneous these days. It's going to go in one ear and out the next. So say, I'm starting my sale, send me your orders by Wednesday or whatever. Okay, just to give them an end date. I think that's it. What did I forget?
That's perfect.
Yeah. You guys have questions or?
I'm actually gonna say, how about Giving Tuesday?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So those are my Black Friday.
Perfect. Thank you, Rebecca.
So you guys, these are great tips for Rebecca. And as I was listening to her, I remembered something that I've been doing the last couple of years that I've had a lot of success with is Giving Tuesday, which I think is the first Tuesday in December. So a couple of years ago, you guys, I was battling cancer, and I was fortunate enough to have incredible care at a center right here in Concord. And coming out of that, I decided that was going to be like my service project locally that I wanted to do annually. So what I did was on Giving Tuesday, I asked people in my network, not just my clients, people that and my friends, my family, to make a $20 donation to purchase a hand cream to deliver to the oncology center where I got my treatments. Incredible amount of success. I know a lot of people in Arbonne do service projects at this time of the year where they're raising money to buy some product that would be of some help or comfort to someone in a nursing home or in a hospital. And so I want to put it out to you. This is a great way to kind of, great time to actually start thinking about what you might want to do locally, that you can not just help someone out, but really, it's a great way for you to tell people in your network what you're really all about and the good that you can do with these incredible Arbonne products. Okay, so if you have any questions about that, come see me.
Do you want to do the raffle too?
Oh, raffle.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna do a guest raffle.
We're doing on time. 19.
Okay. 867-463. Okay.
Betty.
Awesome. Hey, Betty!
Here's a great little product, sunscreen from our new sunscreen line. Congratulations.
Woo! See, you came for a good reason. Yeah, another guess.
All right. 867-459.
867.
Oh, perfect.
That was awesome.
All right. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I can. All
Just
right.
like a quick, like.
All right. Yeah, do the consultants. Why not?
Do it right, Tristan? Okay.
Yeah, that was right. It's a little scary, I know.
Mix up the containers. All right. 616-295. Awesome. So we've got a darn little Arbonne shirt here. Congratulations. Enjoy that. All right. And one more. 616-297.
So close.
No, I by default.
Oh, wow.
Look at this snazzy bag. Enjoy that.
That is lovely.
All right.
So, you guys, that's a lot of information. So what I want to tell you right now is it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not something where you can just jump in and fly to the top, even though some people seem to do it. Most people don't do it. It's, you know, we work. So if I made it sound like it wasn't work, it's still work. You do get to choose when you work. You get to choose how you work. You get to choose who you work with, which can be some pretty awesome people, but you still have to work. And some people like to say they work from 10 to 2, 10 at night to 2 in the morning when all the kids are asleep. So it is still work. But the thing is, I'm not afraid of work, and I bet you aren't either. I'm okay working. What I'm afraid of is not getting paid what I deserve for the work that I do. And I think we're all okay with working as long as we know we have control over it. So I've got these notes here. There's a couple things I wanted to say. And one of the things that I kept thinking of after I left that first event that I was telling you about was I went to bed, I couldn't sleep, and I kept thinking, what if it's not true? Like, what if this just isn't true? It doesn't seem that real. It seems a little unbelievable. And I talked to my friends, and they're like, yeah, that's unbelievable. I'm sorry. And I kept awake for nights, and I kept thinking, what if it's not true? What if it's not true? And one night, after 3 nights of being awake, I woke up, and I was like, what if it is true? What if everything they're saying is true? What if it's really possible to work on my own terms, in my own world, to affect my life the way I want it to wrap my work around my life rather than my life around my work? What if it's possible to have a life like this and to be able to pass it on to other people? What if you get to decide when you deserve more? So 5 years, you guys, I can tell you right now, 5 years, a bunch of us went on a cruise last month. Who went on the cruise? There it is, a handful of people, and Gina, you earned it even though you didn't go. We went on a cruise last month. Every year, Arbonne has an incentive trip that anybody can earn that is part of the company. So in December, they're going to announce the next place, and we have all the way from December to May to earn the trip. And your life 5 years from now could be going on cruises and going on vacations that get paid for by somebody else, and you get paid while you're on vacation. And not only that, but Tony and I are going to Maui in January this year and every year, I think, because that's where our strategic leadership meeting is, in Maui every year. And in April, we go to Las Vegas because that's where our big conference is. So our year is kind of sprinkled with these really fun events and these really fun things we get to do. And not only do we get to go on these trips, but we get to go on them with our friends, like people who we like. We tend to focus a lot on the Mercedes-Benz and the fact that you can earn this Mercedes, or you can earn these trips, and you can earn this jewelry. But really, I think one of the most special things about Arbonne is the culture and the people that you get to meet. And we tell you about the Mercedes and the trips and the jewelry because that's the part that's tangible. You understand that, and it makes sense. But what you probably don't see and understand is that we work with a lot of people who we like. We like being around us. We like being around each other. We lift each other up. We take care of each other. We share information, and we mentor each other to be successful, because when one person succeeds, we all succeed. So it's this amazing supportive system that you've probably never seen anywhere else. In fact, it's kind of creepy when you first walk into it. You're like, whoa, why is everyone so nice? But you get used to it, and then you can't get used to anything else after that, because it's really amazing to work around people that you like to work around. And it's funny because one of my friends said to me, one of my non-Arbonne's friends said to me not too long ago, she said, so do you only hang around with Arbonne people now? And I was like, well, my Arbonne friends are actually really positive. They're really supportive. They're not cynical. There's no negativity. They lift me up. They're cool to be around. They're full of hope. They're working towards success. They have dreams. They have just hope in their eyes. I love being around them. I eat the same way that I eat, so we do hang around a lot with a lot of Arbonne people, and we go on these trips, and the husbands get to be friends, and the kids get to be friends, and we go on trips together, and it really does end up being more of a family than actually a job, and I think it's pretty cool in that sense. So what's the catch, guys? There must be a catch, right? The catch is that it's hard to work alone at home. Like your pantry will call you, your mother will call you, the grout in the bathroom will call you. It's hard to stay focused. The beautiful thing about Arbonne is there's no boss hanging over you with a stick over your head. The tough thing about Arbonne is there's no boss hanging over you with a stick over your head. You need to find the motivation. You need to train yourself. You need to plug in and get to meetings. You need to hang around with people that think like you do, that feel like you do, because if you don't, you'll sort of start to fizzle away. And so that part of it really is hard. But if you can manage that, if you can figure out how to work on your own schedule and actually work, if you can create time slots for yourself and do the things that you need to do to move your business forward and talk to the right people and think of the right people and not get screwed up when somebody says no to you or doesn't see what you see, then you can have a life of your own. You can have a life where you make the decisions. You can have a life that's just what you want it to be, and it's not a bad way to live. It's actually a really great way to live. And I tell you that there are a lot of people out there waiting for you to come talk to them about their skin. Not really. There's a lot of people out there waiting for you to talk to them about their weight. Well, maybe. But actually, there's a lot of people that really are out there waiting and hoping and praying for a way out of the life that they're living right now. They're living a quiet life of desperation. They need money to pay their bills. They need money to take care of their families. They need something that we have to offer, and I promise you they're out there waiting. And sometimes you have to sort through a whole lot of people to find the ones that want it, but they're out there and they're waiting for this. So maybe Arbonne's been poking at you. I mean, for sure, because you're in here, somebody's been poking at you. But the truth is we don't want to trick anyone. We don't want to convince anyone. We want to find the people that want it, lock arms with them, and run and make it as far as we can take you. Whatever your goal is, if it's, if it's not wanting to wait tables, then we can help you with that. And if it's wanting to get to the top and make crazy CEO money, we can help you with that. And if it's wanting to get into a car or wanting to give on Giving Tuesday, we can help you with that. We can help you with whatever you want to do with this. We want to be your mentors. We want to work with you. Our business is booming and we're hiring. So come on, we're having fun. It's awesome. That really is it for today. I want to thank you guys so much for coming. And thank our speakers. And if you have any questions, we'll be up here in the front of the room for a few minutes if you have questions. Thank you, everybody, mostly in Michigan and Truckee. I think Truckee people on here too.